For any assignment-related queries, call us at +1 678 648 4277. You can mail us at info@architectureassignmenthelp.com or reach us at https://www.architectureassignmenthelp.com. MATA Architecture Assignment. Sample 2 Draft 1. Precedents. Thought expressed with the minimum of words. Racine, 1967-63. Jean Racine argued that style was thought expressed with the minimum of words, quoted in Collins 1967, in the 18th century. This quote. For this assignment, students were expected to find a relevant quote, write about the work of a particular architect and present a number of key images. Due to copyright restrictions, images are not shown here. Quotations are usually integrated within a paragraph. Collins 1967, in the 18th century. This quote has great relevance to Junya Ishigami, a Japanese architect producing work currently in the 21st century. Gathering from his descriptions of his precedent work, when entering one of his spaces you feel that he considers what is already existing but doesn't create boundaries and designs endless and open spaces. In particular, his designs Cafeteria in University and House H are precedents for his design of the Kanagawa Institute of Technology workshop. Ishigami's style is visible by just inhabiting the spaces. Integrated within a paragraph. However, this assignment task asked students to position the quote at the top of the page, separate from the student's writing. This quote appears to be taken from a secondary source, not from Racine's original text, should indicate that Racine's words appear in the text by Collins. ArchitectureAssignmentHelp.com. House H is a design for a private residence in Tokyo, Japan. His aim was to see how strongly he could design the environment and furniture objects together whilst making it as open and simple as possible. Hashimoto, 2008. He made a terrace slightly above ground level for leisure and walls that were made out of plywood, but it was of the uttermost importance that the house be undemanding, thus promoting diversity in everyday life. Problem. Notice the use of the author date version of Chicago referencing. How is it relevant? It's important to explain and justify claims such as this. The student's expression is unclear and imprecise. Aim to be clear, concise and precise when writing descriptively. Diversity in every. This comment is quite vague. Aim day life. Problem. This comment is quite vague. Aim to be clear and precise, but also try to add depth to your analysis. When providing a quote or paraphrase, a page number should be given. http://guides.lib.monash.edu/citing referencing/Chicago. In this paragraph and the following one, there is a lot of description but very little analysis. ArchitectureAssignmentHelp.com. Cafeteria in University is a 100 m by 60 m roof, a ceiling height of 2.3 m, walls that are covered in small, random windows and pockets in the ceiling with growing vegetation. This lightweight and large area produces a landscape that isn't constricted and allows the exterior environment to come into the space willingly. This space creates a new spaciousness, which could be said to be a new nature. Hashimoto, 2008. House H and Cafeteria in University show the development of Ishigami's style into designs that aren't contained to spaces or landscapes. Hashimoto, 2010, which Kanagawa Institute of Technology workshop fully demonstrates. Ishigami aims to create an endless design, incorporating space and landscape. To combine both scenery and space is a huge style component for Ishigami. He doesn't wish to create a space that promotes change and the pure, essential aspects of architecture. He wants students to feel as if they have traveled to some faraway place when they visit the building. Hashimoto, 2008. ArchitectureAssignmentHelp.com. Collins, Peter, 1967. Changing Ideals in Modern Architecture 1750 to 1950. Montreal, McGill University Press. Hashimoto, June 2010. Redefining Collectivity. Japan Architect, 7886-87. Hashimoto, June 2008. Phenomenal Resolution. Japan Architect, 7020. Hashimoto, June 2009. Yearbook 2008, The Japanese Architectural Scene in Japan 2008. Japan Architect. A reference list should be located at the end of an assignment. The entry for Peter Collins' book is referenced correctly, but the journal articles are not quite correct. To see how a journal article should be referenced in the Chicago style, visit http://guides.lib.monash.edu/ci Architectural Scene in Japan 2008. Japan Architect, 7266-67 Ting referencing/Chicago. ArchitectureAssignmentHelp.com. Sample 2 Final Draft. Precedents. Thought expressed with the minimum of words, Racine quoted in Collins, 1967-63. Junya Ishigami's style is expressed with a minimalist approach to design. He adopts the Mies van der Rohe less is more approach, similar to Jean Racine's. The second-person pronoun you can be problematic. Does the you refer to a specific person, to the reader, or to people in general? In general, it is best to avoid this pronoun in academic writing. A better way to approach this would be to rephrase the sentence so it doesn't contain the pronoun. More approach, similar to Jean Racine's quote above. When entering one of Ishigami's spaces, you feel that he considers what already exists but doesn't create boundaries and designs endless and open spaces. Possible precedents for KAIT workshop are Sana and So Fujimoto. This is vague and indirect. The student's analysis should be precise and in-depth. ArchitectureAssignmentHelp.com. So Fujimoto's work has a tendency to question the fundamental interpretation of architecture, exploring what architecture is and how architecture relates to nature. His design of the Children's Center for Psychiatric Rehabilitation was completed in 2006. Fujimoto has placed 24 white cubes randomly over the site to exude the essence of hierarchy and diagrammatic legibility. This random placement offers different degrees of connection and separation, a lot like Ishigami's columns, which gently break up the space into different work areas analysis. The connection to Ishigami's work is important here, but does the discussion go deep enough? Consider whether this demonstrates sufficient analysis. The meaning here is unclear. Space into different work areas analysis. Ishigami is developing a modern style expressed through a minimum of elements, which echoes the notion of a style that is expressed with minimum words. Ishigami's minimalism in KAIT draws inspiration from Sana's Kanazawa Museum and So Fujimoto's Children's Center and is a continuation of his own explorations such as House H and Cafeteria in University. Notice the effective use of words and phrases such as echoes and draws inspiration from, which articulate lines of influence. This paragraph clearly articulates the influence of particular precedents on the architect's style. ArchitectureAssignmentHelp.com.